Hey guys, my name's Akhil Sati and I'm from ECDE, where we believe every child deserves free education. This is episode 5, Comparative Advantage, and it's part of the AP Microeconomics and Macroeconomics playlist. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. What is comparative advantage? The law of comparative advantage advocates specialization for increased output. The idea that specialization can improve productivity. So this idea actually impressed Adam Smith when he wrote in his Wealth of Nations. Smith showed how the division of labor into specialized tasks could increase productivity and output. Later, a man named David Ricardo wrote about the benefits of free trade. It was in opposition to the Corn Laws of England. The Corn Laws at the time prohibited the importation of grains from outside England in order to protect domestic farmers. Ricardo, like 93% of today's economists, felt that the economic well-being of England suffered because of this restriction of trade. So on the table we're about to look is what Ricardo showed. The table shows how many hours of labor are required to produce 1 unit of wheat or cloth in Portugal and England. According to the table, Portugal can produce both products more efficiently than England. In Portugal, a unit of wheat can be produced with 10 hours of labor, while it requires 20 hours in England. 1 unit of cloth can be produced in Portugal with 20 hours of labor, while the corresponding number in England is 60. Portugal is said to have the absolute advantage in the production of both wheat and cloth. Absolute advantage is a key term that you will need to know in economics. Absolute advantage implies that the product can be produced more efficiently, that is, with fewer inputs. You might wonder why Portugal would want to trade with England at all, as England is an inefficient producer of both products. That was the gist of Ricardo's exposition. Trade can be mutually beneficial for both sides. Comparative advantage is another term you'll need to know. It means that a nation can produce the good with a lower opportunity cost. Consider the opportunity cost of wheat in Portugal. It takes 10 hours to produce a unit of wheat. If it was decided to produce another unit of wheat in Portugal, then half a unit of cloth would have to be given up, since the labor will be pulled off cloth production and it takes 20 hours to produce a unit of cloth. Portugal has a lower opportunity cost in cloth production, which is 2 units of wheat, and England has a lower opportunity cost in wheat production, which is 1/3 unit of cloth. Portugal has a comparative advantage in cloth and England in wheat. Ricardo tried to prove his point that if each country produced only the good in which it held a comparative advantage and traded for the other product, then both countries could consume more of both goods. You might convince yourself of this by assuming that each nation has 120 hours of labor to divide between the production of both goods. For instance, England could use 120 hours to produce a unit of cloth and 3 units of wheat, while Portugal can produce 5 units of cloth and 2 units of wheat. Total cloth production by both countries would be 6 units, and total wheat production would be 5 units. In other words, the countries would share the extra unit of wheat production that was gained by specialization according to the comparative advantage and trade. Here's like a summary of what we went through and in the episodes before. Economics is about using resources wisely. When we focus on one individual or one household or one firm and analyze its use of resources, we are practicing microeconomics. When we study whether a nation is allocating its resources in an efficient manner, we are then practicing macroeconomics. So those are the key difference. And it can be used in real life, such as when deciding to watch TV or studying. But you should realize that there is a cost to watching TV that goes beyond the cost of electricity. The opportunity cost of watching TV is the study time you sacrifice. If you think it's worth it, then go watch TV. But if you just want to like use opportunity cost instead, just study. And the idea that something must be sacrificed in order to pursue an alternative is captured in the concepts of opportunity cost and the production possibilities frontier. The law of increasing costs suggests that the production possibilities frontier will be bowed and concave to the origin as opposed to a straight line. We went over this in like previous episodes, like these reminders. So if you want to check out, just check out the playlist. Thank you for listening. I hope you understood what I said today and took in at least one bit of information. Please visit our website, ECDE, to donate to support our cause.